Hi, Michael Romick here, and we're going to be talking about the importance of nutrition. This is going to be the first of 7 videos that we're going to be sending you over the course of the next week, just to make sure that you understand some of the basic concepts around nutrition. This is going to be the longest video, so please bear with me, but there's a couple things that we need to talk about that are really important. The first thing we want to talk about is what is nutrition. Now, nutrition is, by definition, is the process by which we assimilate and use food. It's basically anything from the mechanical process, when we're chewing our food, to the chemical processes that take place through the digestive tract. So when we talk about nutrition, there's a lot of myths that surround nutrition. Food is amoral, which means it doesn't have morals. A lot of times people like to think that there's a good and a bad food, but that's not true. There are better choices that you can make, but there's no such thing as a bad food. And we like to talk about the better bad choice. In any given situation, you can make a bad choice or you can make a better choice. It's really up to you. But the last thing that we want you to think about is that you should be depriving yourself of certain foods. Now, there are foods that may be a little bit better to help you get results, but the last thing you want to do is actually deprive yourself. The second thing we want to talk about is what is a diet. Now, all diets are successful short term, but what do the first 3 letters spell? If you look at the word diet, the first 3 letters spell die, and all diets are temporary. And you're going to see results short term, but you're not going to be able to achieve long-term results. And that's why the whole point of this program is to make the appropriate lifestyle changes so that you can have long-term success. What is metabolism? A lot of times people want to blame it on their metabolism or genetics, but metabolism is basically, your metabolism is basically set. Now, there are certain things you can do to increase your metabolic rate, but I want you to think about your metabolism like miles per gallon. And think about this analogy. On one side you have this super fast race car that can go 200 plus miles per hour, and then you have like a Model T, which was one of the first was the first vehicle ever made. Now, back in the day, it probably went about 40 miles per hour, maybe upwards of 55 miles per hour, if I remember correctly. But you've got the super fast race car, and then you've got this Model T Ford. Which one do you think has a higher metabolism? Well, metabolism is a lot like miles per gallon. So the super fast race car gets about 3 to 5 miles per gallon. And the Model T, even back in the day, it would get 30 to 40 miles per gallon. So in this example, the Model T Ford has a higher metabolism. And your metabolism is basically set. It's like miles per gallon. Now, it does change over time. It can change a little bit. You may start off getting 30 miles per gallon, and then over the course of 10 years you might get 25 miles per gallon, but your metabolism is set. Now, there are certain things you can do to increase your metabolic rate, and we like to think of it like a wheel. If you wake up and you have breakfast, and then you make sure that you're eating every 3 to 4 hours and you're hydrating your body and balancing your macronutrients, you can get that wheel spinning a little bit faster. And those are certain things you can do to increase your metabolic rate. The other thing is, a lot of times people want to blame it on their genetics. And even if you take like the worst metabolic condition out there, like Syndrome X, let's say a person is 100 pounds overweight and they have Syndrome X. Well, even with the worst metabolic condition out there, it only accounts for about 10 to 15% of their overall weight gain. So in this example, if this person is 100 pounds overweight, only 15 pounds of that weight at the most is because of their genetics. So you can't blame it on your metabolism, you can't blame it on genetics. It really does come down to lifestyle choices. What makes our program different is this principle right here, and it's the power of blood sugar stabilization. Our program is based on science, not fads. And when you understand certain physiological concepts, you're going to be able to efficiently lose body fat. And that's really the whole point of this program. When you're able to stabilize your blood sugar, you're able to release fat into the bloodstream, use it as an energy source, and be able to burn fat efficiently. And that's really the whole point of our program. So, just to recap, nutrition is the process, anything from the time that we consume the food to the time it leaves our body. A diet is something that's temporary. If you want to think about it this way, a diet should be something you do long term. You can't blame it on your metabolism, you can't blame it on genetics, and you want to make sure that you're stabilizing your blood sugar, because that's how you're going to be able to achieve results long term. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to email us or talk to us at the gym. Thank you.